And here we are. All right. Pull the chat up on my phone. Happy Monday. We'll get started in just a couple minutes. We got 2 minutes to go. All right. And today we will be working on our downward facing dog, a couple variations, and flowing through that. We'll do some hamstring lengthening, stretch those out. Yeah, we'll work on some shoulder stuff in 30 minutes. Should probably get my hair up here. We'll get started in 1 minute. Touched up my split dye the other day, so hair is looking fresh and split instead of like 3/4. Yay. All right, I'll do my little welcome spiel one more time here. Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday. My name is Rachel. We're here every Monday, normally at 7 p.m. at Atlantic Standard Time, but this week and last week I had vet appointments, so we did it a little earlier, so we're here at 5 today. And today our focus is going to be on our downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Why did I say that twice? We're going to do some hamstring opening, some shoulder opening, in a nice little 30-minute beginner-friendly class. So let's get started. If you have 2 blocks, those are great to have tucked up by the top of your mat. And we'll start lying on our backs. Once you arrive here, pulling those knees into the chest, resting the hands on the shin bones, and then we'll draw some big circles with the knees. Now your knees can move in the same direction here, or they can move like mine are, opposite directions. So they're going wide and then meeting in the middle. Just getting some movement into the hips here. For 3, for 2, and 1. Let's switch that direction. Hello, Alice. Thank you for joining us today. And we'll keep going here for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowing those circles to a stop. Left foot is going to plant on the ground, sorry. Right leg will extend up towards the sky. This leg can be straight or have a bend in it, depending on how your leg is feeling today. Hands can reach up to grab thigh, calf, or even foot. And we'll start to move through some points and flexes, waking up the hamstring here. Great, keep that going for 5, for 4, last 3, last 2, and last 1. We'll end with a flexed foot. Bend into that right knee, bringing it towards the outside of the torso. Right hand will reach up to grab pant leg, big toe, or outer edge of the foot, finding your half happy baby. And from here, you can roll to the outer edge of the left foot, finding a little counterbalance. Take 2 nice deep breaths here. Great. Gently rolling back to the bottom of the left foot, and we'll release the right to plant that on the ground and send the left leg up to the sky. Just like before, you can have a bent or straight leg, reaching up to grab onto that leg, avoiding grabbing onto the knee area. Starting to move into those points and flexes. Hello, hamstrings. Great, keep going here for 5, 4, last 3, last 2, and last 1. End with that flexed foot position. Bend into the knee, bringing it towards the outside of the torso, and the left hand will grab on to the pant leg, toe, or outer edge of the foot. Finding that half happy baby, and you can roll to the outer edge of the right foot. I love this counterbalance here. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. Great. And just rolling back to the bottom of the right foot, release the left, and plant that on the ground. Nice. We're going to get into a little bit of core here, bringing the legs up to reverse tabletop position. So knees stacking up over the hips, shins parallel with the ground. Oh, yay, you made it, Maddie, yay. All right, from here, we're going to alternate tapping toes to the ground. So core is engaged here, low back is pulling into the mat, keeping the exact shape with the right leg as the toe reaches down to tap the ground. Then bring it back up. And then left toe taps, bring it back up. So we're stabilizing through the core here, and we're strengthening our hip flexors in this position, as they're contracting to bring our leg back up. Keep going here for 10, for 9, 8, 7. I can't believe this is our last Monday before Christmas. We don't even have any snow here yet. What's up with that? Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get all of our snow in January when we no longer want it. Keep going here for 3, for 2, and last 1. Awesome. Plant those feet back on the ground. Take a moment to windshield wipe the legs side to side. Great, keep windshield wiping here for 3, for 2, and 1. Wherever your knees are pointing, gently roll off to that side, and opposite hand will press you on up to a seat. We're gonna make our way all the way to tabletop position. So coming all the way to hands and knees. Wrists stacking up under shoulders here, knees under hips. Hands spread nice and wide. Take that external rotation through your shoulders, shining the elbow pit forward. And like there's a pencil in the center of your chest, starting to move in some circles through the wrists. While you're here, try to have nice active hands. So we're gripping into the fingertips. Nice and strong. For 3, for 2, and 1. Switch directions with those circles. These circles can be as big or as small as is comfortable for your wrist. So we will have beginner's flow next Monday, which is the 26th, the Boxing Day. But I think we'll do it at 5 p.m. again, just because I feel like most people will be off, and yeah, we're gonna do more of a recovery flow there. So a nice twisty flow for digestion, I think will be a good time. All right, let's slow those circles to a stop. Turn the hands externally so the fingertips are facing the long edge of the mat. Take a couple bumps left and right. I'm gonna get nice warmed up wrists before we start working on our down dog. If you want a little bit more here, you can turn the hands more externally, trying to bring the fingertips to face back towards you as much as is comfortable for your wrists right now. Spend another 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the hands back to neutral. So back where we started. From here, fingertips are spread nice and wide. Try to lift the thumbs up off the mat. Keeping those thumbs lifted, try to lift the palm of the hand, keeping the knuckles connected, and then lower the palm back down. So thumb stays lifted the whole time here. These are little wristy push-ups. I'm gonna try and show you here if it'll focus on me. Focus. With your thumb lifted, up, down, focus on me. Please. Oh yeah, there we go. So thumb lifted, ding, do, 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 yeah. So we're doing little wrist strengthening push-ups. Keep going here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the thumbs back down, tuck the toes, take a seat back on the heels, broken toe pose. Awesome. We're gonna take some big arm circles here, reaching the arms up and back, moving through your full range of motion in one direction and in the other direction. Oh, my triceps are so sore today. Nice. Let's bring that back forward to our tabletop position. From here, keep those toes tucked. We're going to step back to a plank pose. Great. Hold this plank here, pressing strong through your arms. Now your plank is your perfect blueprint for your down dog. So from here, with an exhale, let's pike the hips up and back, finding our downward facing dog. Now, in our downward facing dog, we want to think about keeping that external shoulder rotation we had in our tabletop position. So try to shine those elbow pits forward, nice and active through the fingers. We're gripping into the fingertips here. Knees are bent as much as you need to lengthen through your spinal column. Low ribs are drawing in. And try to take your gaze towards your belly button. Great. Hold that for 2 more breaths. I always feel like I have to come in and out of my down dog, because otherwise I'm talking like facing so far away. Great. Last breath in. And breath out. Great. With the next inhale, rise up onto your toes. Exhale, bend the knees. Take a peek to the top of your mat. Inhale, step forward. Feet are going to be hip-width distance apart and parallel. And we'll come right up to find a halfway lift position, bringing hands to the shins, to the thighs, to your blocks. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, fold. Great. Soft knees. With an inhale, roll it up to standing. You can take a sweep up overhead with the arms at the top, bending into the elbows, grabbing for opposite elbow. Nice. From here, reach the heart space through. Maybe you take a gentle back bend. Maybe bend into one knee, bend into the other. Find a little bit of organic movement that feels good for your body. Great. For 3, 2, and 1. Release those arms by your sides. Great. From here, from this parallel feet position, we're going to turn so the heels are connected, toes are wide. So this is our first position. Arms can rest on the hips, heart center, wherever is comfortable. From here, we're going to rise up on the toes and then lower the heels back down. Up on the toes and lower. So nice and strong through the core here. Nice and stable for these lifts. Lower, lift, lower. We're going to try this position in our down dog shortly. Try 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Step the feet back to parallel. With an inhale, sweep arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, take it down. Inhale, lengthen, finding your halfway lift. And exhale to fold, plant the hands, step it back to your plank. And right away here, we'll pike the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now let's try that position here. Inhale up on the toes, and then turn to connect the heels. With an exhale, try to drive those heels back towards the ground. Nice. Inhale, toes. Exhale, push it back. We're going to try that 2 more times. Inhale up on the toes. And exhale, push it back. Nice. Inhale up on your toes once more. Disconnect those heels, pivoting them back to where they started. And lower those heels as close to the ground as is comfortable for your body in this position. Oh yeah, your heels do not have to go down. Bend the knees as much as you need here. We're going to do another little bit of work here in a moment. All right, from here, with your next inhale, up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, take a peek to the top. Inhale, stepping forward. Coming right to your halfway lift. And with an exhale, we'll fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to plant the hands and stepping the left foot back to a lunge. Right knee lowers to the ground. We can grab our blocks to pop under the hands here if you like. Inhaling up to find your low lunge position. Nice. Tucking the tailbone here so we're opening through that left hip flexor. And with your exhale, pull it back to your half split, straightening through the right leg. Take a flex into that foot. We're going to take a couple breaths to move through these hip flexor and hamstring stretches. Using an inhale to come forward here. And an exhale to pull it back. Great. Feel free to move through these at your own pace. So the heels do not have to come to the ground in your downward facing dog, just the action of pushing back, lengthening through your hamstring. Your knees can be bent, your heels can be off the ground, and it's still perfect. All right, the next time you are in your lunge, we'll stay there. Plant the hands and tuck the back toe, lift that knee. Step right leg back to your plank and then pike the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Great, so from here, rise up high on the toes. With an exhale, bend the knees generously, push the chest back towards the thighs, compress. Hold here for an inhale. And then with your exhale, try to re-elongate through those legs, driving those heels back, only as much as is comfortable for you. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, chest pushes towards the thighs. Hold here for a breath in. And with your exhale, re-elongate. Nice. Inhale up on the toes once more. Exhale, bend the knees, look to the top of the mat. Inhale, stepping to the top, coming up to your halfway lift here. And with your exhale, folding. Bend the knees as much as you need to plant the hands. Right leg steps back to your lunge. Right knee lowers to the ground. And inhale up to find your low lunge. Take a second here to check your alignment, tucking the tailbone. And when you're ready, with an exhale breath, pull it back to your half split, Ardha Anumanasana, straightening through the left leg, taking a flex into that foot. Great. Just like the other side, we'll spend a couple breaths moving through these at your own pace. Inhaling forward for your hip flexor, and exhaling back for your hamstring. Doing these low lunge half split flows a couple times a week will really help open up your hip flexors and your hamstring. These are some of my favorite stretches to do basically every day. All right, take one more round here and then we'll meet back in our lunge. Meeting back in your lunge, you can tuck those blocks off to the side, planting the hands, tuck back toe to lift that knee. We'll step it back to our plank and exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. So we're going to do another round of those heel lift and chest compresses. So with your inhale, rising up on the toes, exhale, bend the knees generously, pushing the chest back towards the thighs. Hold here for a breath in. Exhale to try to re-elongate, send those heels back. Nice, one more time. Inhale, toes. Exhale, bend the knees, chest pushes. Hold here, breath in. And exhale, re-elongate. Nice, take 2 breaths here. Hey, Alice. 2 breaths here, and then we will get out of there for a moment. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. Okay, with your next inhale, preparing to step this right foot. With your exhale, right foot picks up. It's going to step up between the hands. Nice. Taking an inhale here, gazing ahead. With your exhale, driving through this right foot, we'll try to step all the way up to a single-legged mountain. So this left foot will drag up and pull up towards the chest. Nice. Once you're here, take a flex into that left foot, soften into the right knee. Left ankle crosses over right thigh for a standing figure 4. You can take your hands to heart center here or hips, finding a moment of balance. Try to find a fixed point to look at here to maintain that balance for 3, 2, 1. Great. Stand up, uncross those legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, take it down. Inhale, lengthen, finding your halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Plant the hands, step it back to a plank. And then pike the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. We're going to try that on the other side. Inhaling to prepare, thinking about moving this left foot. With an exhale, left foot picks up. Step it up between the hands. If it doesn't make it all the way there, you can use the toe to walk it forward. Taking an inhale breath here in this lunge. With an exhale, driving through this left foot, try to step all the way up to a single-legged mountain. This right toe can drag on the ground behind you. Pull up to the chest, and then taking a flex into that right foot. Softening into the left knee, crossing right ankle over left thigh, standing figure 4. I find the more I take a bend into this base leg, the easier it is to find a balance, because more for this right leg to hook onto. Great. Hold this balanced, find that fixed point for 3, for 2, and 1. Stand up, uncross that leg, and inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, forward fold, take it down. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Great. With your exhale, fold, plant the hands, step it back to your plank. And we'll take those hips up and back, downward facing dog. All right, we've got one more down dog position to try here. We're going to go for our figure 4 down dog. So to start here, we're going to pick this right foot up, flex into that foot, maybe shift a little bit forward to find space, trying to cross right ankle over left thigh, just like we did before. And then with an exhale, try to push those hips up and back to find your figure 4 down dog, actively driving this right knee back, opening through the hip. Yeah, this is a hard one. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Shifting forward gently to uncross that leg, step it back, and we'll try for the other side. So picking up the left foot, strong flex into the foot. I like to shift forward to find space to cross left ankle, right thigh. And use an exhale to push my hips up and back. So your heel doesn't have to come to the ground here. Think about driving this left knee away from you, opening it back. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Gently shift forward to uncross that, step it back to your down dog, and then we'll lower those knees to the ground. Nice. All right. We are just about done on we are done on our hands here today. We're going to take a little puppy pose here, opening through the shoulders. So from our tabletop position, let's walk those hands forward. Start to sink the chest down towards the ground, keeping the butt stacked up over the hips. You can bring the forehead all the way down to the ground or support it with a block. Depending on your upper back, you can also bring the chin towards the ground here. So this is a nice big open for the shoulders. Take 2 more breaths. I feel like I'm squishing the mic into the mat. All right, when you're ready to come out of here, we'll start to walk those hands back. Coming back up to your tabletop position. And before we take it to the ground, I want us to try one dolphin pose. So from your tabletop, we'll lower the forearms to the ground. Oh, great. Try to get them about shoulder width as much as possible. Grip into your fingertips here, tucking the toes. So from here, we're going to pike the hips up and back, just like we would our downward facing dog. And if you don't feel comfortable trying this one, you do not have to. This is a little more advanced for a beginner's class. But it's a really nice big opening through the shoulders. Knees can be bent as much as you like here. But we're thinking about all the same things we are in our downward facing dog. So drawing those low ribs in, knees bent as much as you need to lengthen through your spine. We're pushing back into the forearms to drive back open through the shoulders. Great. Hold here for 3, for 2, and 1. Great. Lower those knees back to the ground. And let's set off to one side. Oh, my arms are they're just done. And let's cool down with a little twist on the ground. So whenever you're ready, lowering down to the ground. You can have the hands behind the thighs if you want to lower nice and gently. And once you're on the ground, left leg goes long, right knee hugs into the chest. Use an inhale to give it a gentle squeeze. And exhale to take that right knee across the body towards the left to come into a twist. The arms can rest wherever's comfortable. I like to reach mine out to a T here, thinking about keeping that right shoulder grounded on the mat. Take 3 nice breaths. Great, slowly undoing that twist back onto the back. Sending that right leg long, hug the left knee in. You can give it a little squeeze with the breath in. And exhale to take it cross body towards the right, coming into that twist on the other side. Whenever you're ready there, you can roll it back onto the back. Take any little remaining stretches your body might want here. Maybe you want a little happy baby, or just a little hugging with the knees, rock side to side. Or if you want to go into your Svanasana, you can send those legs long. And finish it off with a couple nice deep breaths here. But we are at time. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you have a very, very happy holidays and rest of your week. And we will be here next Monday, December 26th. We'll do 5 p.m. again, just for consistency's sake for the rest of the year. And then we'll be back to our normal 7 p.m. time in January. So, if you enjoyed this class, please check out the link below for my Patreon. It would be a wonderful Christmas gift to see a couple more people on there. We do multiple live classes per week. For the rest of the year, we have a all levels flow every Thursday at 6 p.m. And we have a recovery flow coming up on the 30th at 6 p.m. Yeah, great. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Now I've got to get poor little Neil, my cat that cannot see very well, off to the vet, as he's going to be terrified. Yay! I'm glad. My hip flexors have also been feeling so tight because it's just been so cold, so all day long I'm like this, and then all night long I'm like this. So they're just always contracted, and they're just so damn tight in the winter. All right, why is there never any cats around when it's time for the cat tax? They're probably all hiding up near the heater. All right, well, thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys next Monday. If I don't see you, I hope you have a great holiday, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye.